Anyway, so Bob, was hanging in our house here. This is my grandfather's sword, and he received it from a friend. But my great-great-great-grandfather was Thorbjorn Eriksson.
Okay.
And he was in Colonel Haig's Wisconsin military service.
Okay.
And I would like you to examine that and see what you think of that.
So I've seen this before, and it's made by Mansfield and Lamb. It was a manufacturer of scythes and farm implements that went in probably 61 in trying to get government contracts because government needed swords. They were very well made, finely made blades, well tempered, well hardened. And this is 1862.
So
And also,
you have
on this side it says Mansfield and Lamb in an oval, and on this side it has the actual U.S., then the inspector marks, and then the date. The date is 1862. So this is a sword that would have been used during the Civil War. This is very early for the Civil War. This is pre-Gettysburg. So this makes this sword very, very significant when it comes to model 1860 cavalry trooper swords. The leather is original, and it still retains its wire wrap. The guard is unbent, and the pommel cap is correct. Pommel cap has inspection marks on it, and the peen looks original. Many of them, when they were at Ames and at other manufacturers, they bent this quill-on down as the French 1822 was originally designed and incorporated into the earlier sword, which was the model 1840. And this is here so that if you are going to go from a parry to a rotation into the blade and a thrust, that this will keep the blade trapped just for a moment, so that your opponent cannot disengage, and you can successfully thrust and then get back. Many of them, though, they'll be straight as just incorporated into the guard. The scabbard is very nice. No bends, no dents. It has a nice sheen on it. It may have, in its history, had a little bit of black paint on it. But whenever you have these on sword, on horseback, the horses sweat. And this is down at you. Early in the war, it would be down on your belt, and the flanks of the horse would be touched by the sword. Later on in the war, after Gettysburg, these would be mounted to the saddle. And so when you rode, then this would be in the field, yeah, like a rifle scabbard. And then when you dismounted to fight, you remounted to go to the next location where you would dismount and fight, so it would be more like mounted infantry. However, they did still do engagements on horse and use the saber and the pistol. So this is really cool. It's very, very, I really enjoy looking at it. It's brown leather, which is correct.
So was it ever used as a weapon?
Well, the problem is many of the U.S. Army units never sharpened the blades. Whether or not this was ever used, it's hard to tell. It was definitely issued,
Yeah.
and it was definitely carried, and it was definitely trained with as part of, just like your pistol and your pistol belt and your sword belt and this, and the saddle. This was definitely government issue. Whether or not it was used in a battle, you'd have to have provenance of this particular sword.
Yeah.
Usually the ones you find that have provenance are officers, sabers, or an officer who carried an enlisted sword, which was very common, because their swords were beautiful, but the trooper swords were functional. So I'd like to thank you, Don, for allowing me to look at that. That's pretty cool. I know to you, perhaps it looks like, well, it's just an old sword, but
Well, it hangs in our house with
yeah.
this photo. not a photo, it's a painting.
Right.
Picture of a painting. So,
And this sword existed when Abraham Lincoln was president,
okay.
1862. So these two are contemporary. Actually, Abraham Lincoln and this sword are contemporary in the Civil War context.
Okay. I will hang it up again. and
Hang it up.
Be very proud of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at it once in a while and see.
Yeah. Once you do the wax, you want to wipe off the blade, just to make sure there's no fingerprints or any oils from the skin. Maybe use. This is what they use. I didn't realize it was used universally around the world.
You're gonna get some information from.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's probably getting all the talking in the background too, but.
that's okay.
I can just say, you
I
could
mean,
be
right now.
recorded.
As long as you weren't talking about Larry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you weren't bad enough, Larry. I mean.
Oh, Larry,
Hi, Larry.
Larry.
We were talking about you.